A good assistant for a small business costs about $3,000 a month. A stack of AI tools that does the same kind of work costs about $40,000. So here's the honest question almost nobody answers straight. Can the $40 version really do the $3,000 job? Not according to a hype video, according to the actual work. I took everything a real assistant does in a week and went through it one task at a time, grading what AI can honestly take over and what it absolutely can't. No magic, no fired my whole team story, just the real breakdown and the real number at the end. If you run a small business, you already feel why this matters. You're the owner, the front desk, the bookkeeper, and the entire marketing department, usually before lunch. Hiring help is the obvious move, but a good assistant is expensive, takes weeks to find, and another month to train. Meanwhile, every other video on this app is screaming that AI already does all of it. Fire everyone, push a button, get rich. That's not true. But AI changes nothing isn't true either. The honest answer lies in the middle, and the middle is exactly where the time and the money are hiding. And here's the part most owners never put on the books. The real cost isn't the $3,000 you'd pay an assistant. It's the 100 small tasks you're doing yourself right now, at the exact moment you should be selling, building, or asleep. When the owner spends 40 hours on $10 work, the business pays for it twice. Once in the deals that never got followed up, and again in the nights that never ended. That invisible bill is the most expensive line in your whole company, and it doesn't show up anywhere until you add it the way we're about to. So I wrote down the 8 jobs a $3,000 a month assistant actually does for an owner. For each one I found the AI or automation that handles it, checked what it really costs, and graded it with a simple traffic light. Green means AI genuinely nails it, hand it over. Yellow means AI does the heavy lifting but still needs your eyes. Red means keep the human, don't let a robot anywhere near it. 8 tasks, 3 colors. Let's go straight down the list. Task 1, the inbox. Reading every message, killing the spam, sorting what matters, and drafting the first reply to the questions you answer 50 times a week. This is green and it's not close. Connect an AI assistant to your email and it reads everything the moment it lands, labels it, and writes a first draft in your own tone. Your hours, your pricing, your thanks, here's the link. You skim and hit send. For most owners, that's the single biggest time sink in the day, and you just got the first hour back before you finished your coffee. Task 2, scheduling and reminders. Booking calls, sending confirmations, and chasing the people who don't show. Green. A booking link wired to one simple automation handles the entire back-end forth. It offers your real availability, confirms automatically, and sends the reminder the night before so your calendar stops leaking no-shows. An assistant has to remember to follow up. This never forgets, and it works at 2 in the morning for free. Task 3, new leads. And pay attention because this is the one that pays for the entire stack. The moment someone fills out your form or misses your call, they get an instant personal reply. A text, an email, a got your message, here's what happens next. Green. The research on this is brutal. Most small businesses take hours to respond, and by then the lead has already booked your competitor. Automate the first reply and you're not saving time, you're saving sales. This one automation can pay for every other tool on this list in a single week. Task 4, invoicing and chasing payments. Sending the invoice, reminding the late payers politely, and logging who actually paid. Green, leaning a little yellow. Automation sends on schedule and chases on schedule, and it never feels awkward doing it, which means you finally get paid on time. The only reason it's not pure green is the messy exceptions. The client disputing a charge, the payment plan, the favor you promised. Those still want your judgment. The routine 90% is gone. Task 5, content and social. Captions, posts, turning one idea into a week of material. This one is honestly yellow. AI drafts fast and it drafts well. It'll never stare at a blank screen the way you do. But it doesn't know your taste, your customers, or the line you won't cross. So use it like a very fast intern. Let it write the first 10 versions. You pick and polish the one that actually sounds like you. Great for volume, never the final word. Task 6, the routine questions. Where are you located? What are your hours? Where's my order? This one's green. A simple AI responder handles the 100 repetitive questions instantly, day and night, so the only messages that ever reach you are the ones that actually need a human. Which brings us to the 2 tasks that do, because some things you never hand to a robot, no matter how good it gets. The first red task is the hard conversation. The upset client, the refund that's a judgment call, the mistake that needs a real apology. AI can draft a starting point, but a person has to read the room and mean it. Hand an angry customer to a bot to save 10 minutes and you'll lose the customer and the 3 friends they tell. The second red task is relationships and real decisions. Negotiating a deal, choosing a partner, deciding which direction the whole business goes next. That was never something you were supposed to hand off to an assistant or an algorithm. This is the actual job. 2 red lights, and they happen to be the 2 that matter most. So let's add it up honestly. 6 of the 8 tasks, the grind that quietly eats 30 hours of your week, move onto an AI stack that costs around $40 a month total. The 2 tasks that genuinely need a human stay human, but here's the part the hype misses. Those 2 are now a few focused hours, not a 40-hour week of busy work buried on top. Run the actual numbers. A couple of automation tools, 1 AI assistant subscription, and a booking app land you somewhere around $40 a month combined. Set against $3,000, that isn't a discount, it's a different category of spending. The $3,000 line doesn't disappear. It shrinks to maybe $40 of AI plus a few hours of a real person, doing the small handful of things that actually needed one. Before the verdict, here's where people get this exactly backwards. They automate the fun stuff first, the captions and the logo ideas, and keep grinding the inbox by hand, so they feel busy and save nothing. Or worse, they get excited and let the bot handle the angry customer and the big negotiation, the 2 red tasks, and quietly torch the relationships the whole business runs on. So do it in the right order. Green first because that's where the hours are hiding. Yellow next with you holding the wheel. Red never. Get the order wrong and AI doesn't save your business, it slowly embarrasses it. And that's the honest verdict. AI does not replace your assistant. It replaces the busy work. So 1 person can do what 3 used to, and you finally spend your day on the work only you can do. The real trap isn't using AI. It's the opposite of what the hype tells you. The trap is firing the human and handing a robot the 2 red tasks that needed a heartbeat. So automate the grind without guilt, and guard the judgment with your life. That's the whole game. If you want to actually build the AI side, don't try to do all 6 at once. You'll quit by Thursday. Start with 1. The instant lead reply because it pays for itself the fastest. The entire stack runs on free and near-free tools, and the one I'd start with is linked below. Build that single automation this week. Watch a lead get answered in 9 seconds while you're asleep, and then add the next color on the board. That's how a $40 stack quietly does a $3,000 job, 1 task at a time. This channel is the honest version of AI for small business. What actually works, what quietly doesn't, and what's genuinely worth your money. No fired my team fairy tales. If that's the straight answer you've been looking for, subscribe and stick around. I'll see you in the next one.